made up of 17 English, 4 Scots and 1 Welshman and a Northern Irishman, took a 46-day boat trip to New Zealand before heading to Australia. The Lions weren't alone on the boat. Also on board were 300 stoats and weasels, who were brought over to eliminate New Zealand's rabbit problem. The first ever Lions captain, Robert Seddon, died of drowning midway through the tour while sculling on a river. Andrew Stoddart, who was another of the cricketers there, took over and was the star of the tour. The next one was the first to get official recognition from the RFU against the newly formed Springboks. Although the Lions won the series and beat the Boks again 5 years later, in the 12 series since in South Africa, they've only won 2. New Zealand has proved an even tougher hunting ground, just the 1 series win for the Lions in 11 attempts, which came in 1971. And then there was that nail-shredding drawn series in 2017, only the second in Lions history. Only once have the Lions clinched a series after losing the first test, 1989, when David Campese's infamous ghost pass was pounced upon by Ian Evans. Before World War II, the Lions had a dark blue strip, which on the 1930 tour forced the All Blacks to play in all white. So in 1950, the iconic red shirts, white shorts and blue and green socks combination was born. It remains the symbol of the greatest alliance of adversaries in all of sport. To borrow the phrase from Jim Telfer, the Lions is Everest.
This is Early Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. I'm Olivia Buzaglo. We're building up to talkSPORT Breakfast at 6 a.m. with Alan Brazil and Gabby Agbonlahor. Nick is still with me in the studio. Nick, how are you?
I'm doing all right, you know. We've got a lot to get through, a lot of Carabao Cup. We'll start, obviously, with the League Cup, the Carabao, as Liverpool lost again. We'll hear from Lorenzo Maresca after Chelsea got another red card in the game against Wolves. Is it becoming a problem? Yes. And we want to know if tech and data is making sport boring to watch. As always, get involved on the usual number 03717 223344 or text 81089.
Thank you very much, Nick. Did you watch any of the footy last night?
I'm going to be honest with you and say no. I was tucked up in bed very, very early. I tell you what I did see this morning, though. Harry Kane's unbelievable second goal for Bayern against Köln.
Also, when you said that to me, I was like, is
Cologne.
there a new Bundesliga team that I'm missing here?
Cologne.
Yeah,
but
we have to say it as
Köln. Yeah.
Since when?
I mean,
because for as long as I've watched football,
yeah,
it's always been Cologne.
The city is Cologne. The team is Köln. I mean, you can say
what?
Köln is fine, right?
I have seen the goal. I did look at the goal this morning. He is just I'm lost for words on Harry Kane. I wasn't sure what the levels he would get. He feels like he's got to another level at Bayern Munich.
It reminded me slightly of that Frank Lampard goal he scored against Barcelona in the Champions League. The angle's not quite so tight.
Yeah, he's not on the line, but he the turn.
He runs behind the defender, round, and then picks the ball up and sort of he's on the turn with his back to goal, left foot, and then curls it into the top left corner.
Yeah.
I've just pulled his stats up here. 22 goals in 14 games for Bayern across all competitions. In the Bundesliga, it's 12 goals in 8 starts.
I wonder how many goals it is in a calendar year. Do you remember Messi's 91?
I'm not into these calendar years.
Are you not? No. I mean, when Messi scored 91 in a calendar year, that will obviously never be beaten. But I'd be interested to know how many Harry Kane scored. If he's got 22 in the first 3 months of this season, what did he get in the back end of last? I don't think he's going to be anywhere close to 91. But it'd be interesting to see.
Bayern are just absolutely smashing everyone. Anyway, long may it continue and into the World Cup.
Yeah, I was going to say Bayern are smashing everyone. Thank you very much, Nick. Yes. One team that isn't smashing everyone, quite the opposite right now, actually, is Liverpool. We will get onto that in just a second because we have now got the lineup for the Carabao Cup quarter-finals. And here's how last night's last 16 ties sounded on talkSPORT.
Palace 2 up, looking for a third here with Pino, and he's found it. The icing on Palace's considerable cake. They played their way back into form tonight quite superbly. Yet another defeat for Liverpool. They've lost 5 successive matches against English opposition. Is the end of the crisis in sight? Liverpool 0, Palace 3, as the Eagles make it through to the last 8.
Through to Harry Benedus, save Saka! Puts in the rebound and sends Arsenal through to the quarter-final of the League Cup.
Newcastle 2, Tottenham Hotspur 0. Nick Voltemada's 5th goal in 7. The holders are through. Disappointment for Tottenham Hotspur. They've gone out with a bit of a whimper here.
Swansea City 1, Manchester City 3. So Premier League quality told in the end with the 8 times winners making the last 8.
That's going to fall nicely for Gittins. Oh, he scored! Unbelievable! And it's a 4th for Chelsea. What a bonkers game of football this is. It's another soft goal for Wolves to concede. An extraordinary 7-goal thriller.
Right then, yeah, let's get into some of the League Cup ties then. Liverpool lost to Crystal Palace for a 3rd time this season, but this time it was at Anfield. It's Liverpool's 5th domestic defeat in a row. Ismail Assar scoring twice in that game. Oliver Glasner did put out a very strong side. It's not Palace's first team, but it was a lot of first-team players. However, Arne Slot rang the changes for this one, but admits the poor run of form that they're currently on is unacceptable.
I don't think there's a big difference between 5 out of 6 or 6 out of 7. Both are not acceptable at a club like Liverpool. So yeah, if it's 5 out of 6 or 6 out of 7, both is far from the standards we want. So we all knew, even if we didn't have to play this game tonight, that the upcoming week is a big week for us, where we again face 3 strong teams in 8 days. That's the positive thing maybe now, where we usually play in 7 days, which has not been really in our favor. Now we at least have 8 days for these 3 games. We have a squad that has his issues when it comes to fitness. A few players being out, a few players still finding their way to be able to play 3 times in a row at Premier League and Champions League level, which is not a surprise to anyone at the club because we knew this when we brought them in from different leagues. But yeah, now first of all we need to be ready for Aston Villa.
On Sports Bar, Dean Saunders says there's been far too many changes in the Liverpool squad and it's affecting how they play.
Van Dijk used to ping that ball to Salah. He stopped doing it. He's not doing it like he was doing it before. Obviously, you've lost Trent's Ranger passing, disguise passing as well. But just to make you realise, because I don't think people realise, the players who've left the club from last season, Trent, Elliott, Quansah, Robbo's not playing, left back, Diaz, Nunez, Kelleher, Tsimikas has gone. There's a few others. Who else has gone? Jota, obviously, tragically gone. But all them players for me, I wouldn't let any of them go.
I think that was Dean Saunders there talking about the changes that have been in the Liverpool squad and how it's affected them. Just before that, we heard Slot talking about their run of form and how important the next week is. Just for context, obviously he rested a lot of players with one eye on Villa, but probably looking ahead as well. That week they have Villa, Real Madrid and then Manchester City. So that is obviously what Slot is saving his squad for. However, obviously on a poor run of form, it's going to look really silly if they don't beat Villa at Anfield on the weekend. Meanwhile, no such trouble for Arsenal, who beat Brighton 2-0 thanks to goal from Waneri and Saka. But Max Dowman became Arsenal's youngest ever starter and gave Brighton so many problems down their left-hand side. Now, former gunner David Bentley told Sports Bar Dowman is the best young talent in world football right now.
To be 15 years old and to be doing what he's doing at the level he's doing it at and the club he's doing it at, that's incredible. It's the way he moves the ball. He's so free in the way he attacks players. And he's got courage, hasn't he? You can see the way he's taking players on. Fully developed adults. And he's ripping them apart. And the future's bright for him. He's one of the best young players, if not the best young player in the world at the minute at 15.
I think it's best maybe not to get too carried away with saying Max Dowman is the best young talent. One, we've seen him play a handful of games. This is his first start for Arsenal. Obviously, the future is incredibly, incredibly bright for him. But when you're looking at current 17, 18, 19-year-olds that are playing regularly for their teams in the Premier League and Champions League, I think of Esteval, I think of Lamine Yamal is the one, isn't he? I don't think you can compare anyone to Lamine Yamal right now in terms of young talent. The future is incredibly, incredibly bright for Max Dowman. But until we see him doing it regularly in the big games, in the Champions League as well, I think, calling him the best young talent in world football is getting ahead of ourselves a little bit too much. But he is obviously, the signs are there, aren't they, for Max Dowman? I didn't watch the game yesterday. So Arsenal fans, it'd be good to hear from you about what you think about him, where he stands in terms of youngsters, etc. And we wanted to ask you this morning as well. Is data and tech making sport boring? Here's Jason Cundy on Drive yesterday complaining that the Premier League isn't as good as it used to be.
But I genuinely don't think that the Premier League is as good as it was 15, 20 years ago. I genuinely believe that.
How are you defining good?
Because I'm looking at the way the games are played now. That there is definitely a shift. I'm watching games now. Where's the Eden Hazards? Where's the Gareth Bales? Where's the Luis Suarez's? Where's the Thierry Henry's? Do you know what I mean? I don't know whether there's enough of those players in the league right now. And there might be, but the way the game is played, building from the back, the slow, laborious play, and now we're going to circumnavigate that. That's why I think we're seeing balls being a bit more direct. That's why set plays are coming, because teams are sitting deeper. And I think Pep's probably maybe got a little bit of to blame for this, because teams try to defend against teams like City. My club, Chelsea, right? We struggle when teams sit deep, 5-4-1. We saw what Sunderland did at the weekend. I saw what Palace did against us. I saw what Brentford did against us. And I don't know whether that creates... I just think that... I don't know whether it's a great time of English football right now.
That's interesting.
I tend to agree with Jason Cundy a little bit when he talks about the players that just make us love football, right? I like to watch football with my eyes. I don't like watching football through stats, which is how a lot of people like to watch football these days. But the pure joy that watching someone like Eden Hazard gave football, not just Chelsea fans, but gave football fans, is something we don't see anymore. And I know this isn't the Premier League, but I look at Ronaldinho and the joy that Ronaldinho gave football fans all over the world watching him play football. Those pure entertainers that make you love the game. We just don't have any of them right now. I would say Cole Palmer is maybe a player like that. Lamine Yamal as well. They're probably the two players right now. They are actually the two players right now that I love watching play football. I think it's come at a perfect time, really. Eden Hazard has just been voted into the Premier League Hall of Fame. And I think people have forgotten how good he was and just how much of a joy he was to watch on the football pitch. He came out and said, I played football my way and it was for fun. And that showed when you watched him play football. But is that style of player, is it being coached out of them? Like Jason Cundy said there, is Pep Guardiola, Pep Guardiola teams we've loved watching over the years, but I feel like more managers have tried to do what he's done. And maybe it does limit players. Like Jack Grealish is a great example. Jack Grealish was a player we all loved to watch at Villa, and it almost got coached out of him a little bit with Pep Guardiola. We're now seeing a little bit more of it when he's been given freedom again. Maybe players just don't have that freedom anymore, the way that the game is going. But I want to see more of those players. I want to see more of the Eden Hazards and more of the Ronaldinhos and stuff like that, because it's what makes football fun. It really does. It's what makes football good to watch. And it's not even just football as well. It's other sports. This is what I mean. Is it making sport boring as a spectacle? Because is playing the percentages also affecting cricket as a spectacle as well? On the talkSPORT Cricket YouTube, Jared Kimber explained why bowling the wobble ball is making cricket teams less interesting.
So I don't follow football, but if you look at the maps of where people score goals from, it's completely changed, right? It used to be varied, and now it's the same. If you watch
percentage play.
Yeah, if you watch basketball, you either score at the hoop or you score from three. There's nothing in the middle. When I grew up, what we're watching with the wobble ball is the same thing. We are seeing,
and we are seeing the counter as well. We're seeing the batters counter it as well.
But you're seeing that in football and you're seeing that in basketball as well. But you're still seeing the same thing over and over again, and I think that because of that, if you go back to, I mean, we were talking about before that Australian, one of the other videos, we're talking about the Australian bowling lineup, right? Of like, Gillespie bowls full, right? McGrath bowls slightly shorter. Warren is a leg spinner, right? And Brett Lee bowled express. That's a very varied attack, even though everyone's right arm, right? The Australian attack at the moment, if Lyon gets dropped out of that attack, is going to be three wobble ball bowlers and one guy who tried the wobble ball and it didn't work for him and has gone back to swing bowling, right? Like, we're getting much more similar in the way that we're looking at things now.
Yeah, that's interesting. You can see the full video of Jared Kimber and Steve Harmison on the talkSPORT Cricket YouTube channel. So what do you guys think? Get involved if you are listening, if you are watching. Do you think that sport is becoming less interesting to watch? Give us your opinion. 03717 223344 is the number to call, or you can give us a text as well on 81089. You're listening to Early Breakfast on talkSPORT with me, Olivia Buzaglo. Up next, we'll hear from Maresca, Howe and Guardiola. Plus, we'll take a look at Felipe Massa's Crashgate trial, which is at the High Court this week. Olivia Buzaglo, and this is Early Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT. We're building up to talkSPORT Breakfast this morning with Alan Brazil and Gabby Agbodlo. All right, some of your headlines this Thursday morning. Northern Ireland will remain in League B of the Women's Nations League following a 5-0 aggregate defeat to Iceland. They lost the delayed second leg of their playoff 3-0. England's hopes of winning the Women's Cricket World Cup were ended by South Africa in the semi-finals. They were thrashed by 125 runs. And England cricket captain Harry Brooks says his players must take responsibility for their own performances in their one-day series with New Zealand. The batting was terrible again as England went down 2-0 in the 3-match series. With the Ashes in Australia to come, Brookside haven't had much time to adapt to conditions, but the skipper feels that's irrelevant.
It's just about trying to be as well prepared as you possibly can before even setting on that flight. With the amount we knew it was going to rain, and we knew that we probably weren't going to get as much practice as we'd like. So, yeah, that in my eyes, that's just an excuse.
For more on all the latest stories, you can go to talksport.com. A reminder, TalkSport is now on your smart TV. Just grab the app on Android TV and Google TV. We're even on Prime Video. TalkSport live on your screen as well as your speakers. Well, let's get back to the Carabao Cup then. Chelsea just about squeaked through, winning 4-3 against Wolves. But Liam Delap, returning from injury, got sent off. Enzo Maresca wasn't happy with him, but denies Chelsea have a discipline problem. But they have now had 6 red cards in 9 games.
Tonight, for sure, I'm concerned because the tonight red card is a stupid red card. It's a red card that we have to avoid. The previous one, I already said that some of them it's difficult to avoid, but tonight one, for sure, we can avoid that.
This is just so frustrating. I didn't watch the game last night, but I know I've seen the 2 yellow cards, and like Maresca says, I don't think you can have any complaints. I didn't think Chelsea had a discipline problem, but I'm starting to think Chelsea might have a discipline problem because the red cards to Chalobah against Brighton and Sanchez against United are just wrong decisions made in a split second, right? That's not a discipline problem. That's a problem with decision making. The Gusto one against Forest and the one yesterday are definitely, like, there's just no excuse for it. And Liam Delap, right? We've missed Liam Delap so much. To have him come back from injury, it was a really positive moment. Looking forward to the game on Saturday against Spurs, thinking he can have a real impact, whether that's starting, but probably off the bench. And now he's out of the game. And it was just so avoidable, completely and utterly avoidable. And when is it going to stop? When is it going to stop? Because 6 red cards in 9 games. But Chelsea did get through, and I suppose that is the main thing. But losing Liam Delap for the game against Spurs on Saturday, Enzo Maresca, I can't imagine will be very happy with at all. Anyway, at Newcastle, Nick Voltemade continues to flourish. He scored again in their 2-0 win over Spurs. Eddie Howe says Voltemade and Newcastle are finding their rhythm.
Yeah, I think we're slowly improving. I still say there's a lot of growth and a lot of room for more improvement. But I think we're getting to understand his game and where he wants the ball and how he's going to score his goals. Great to see him score another header today. They're all big moments for him. They all elevate his confidence levels, and every striker needs to feel good.
Yeah, good win for Newcastle. The holders through to the quarters, and Omar Marmoush gave City hope that they can win without Haaland after a 3-1 win over Swansea. Guardiola said he'd love to win the League Cup once again.
Boring quarterfinals. There's 2 games for the odd, and the contenders. All of them, they are so difficult, and hopefully we can play at home. So always it doesn't matter opening at home. So I like to play with our people because of the fatigue for the travels and everything is demand. But important to be there, and the team is doing really well.
Well, Pep Guardiola got what he wanted. He wanted a home tie in the quarterfinals, and that's exactly what he got. They will be hosting Brentford in the quarterfinals. The other 3 ties in the Carabao Cup quarterfinals are Arsenal. They are at home to Palace. Chelsea travel to Cardiff, and the holders Newcastle at home to Fulham. So that concludes our Carabao Cup draw for the quarterfinals. Right, it's time now to get into the back pages. Nick's back. Morning. What do we need to know?
Well, I mean, I think first of all, obviously we have done a lot on TalkSport, but let's just give Crystal Palace their dues. Unbelievable, continue to be brilliant under Oliver Glasner. Shooting Sarr on the back of the Daily Mail.
I would have expected when I looked at the 2 squads, and how teams go weak squad, strong bench.
Yeah.
Liverpool's was weak squad, weaker bench. Do you know what I mean? There was absolutely no intent for Arne Slot to go and win that game yesterday.
A picture of Mo Salah eating chips. He was just enjoying some chips.
That's really nice.
Side.
I like it.
I think.
But yeah, even though, like you say, Oliver Glasner and Palace have done a brilliant job, but with the 2 teams they put out, Mark Gay played, Ismaila Sarr played, Lacroix played,
full strength.
Kamara played. you know what I mean? There was a lot of first-team players in that squad for Palace.
Yeah.
But yeah, give them their dues because they never really win at Anfield, did they?
Sarr was brilliant. Also, Bukayo Saka talking about winning a league and World Cup double
I saw that.
this season.
I like the World Cup bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Go on, Bukayo.
I think, come on,
No,
Arsenal.
I think I've sort of come round to the idea that they're probably going to win the league.
Arsenal are the best team going right now.
They
aren't
are.
They're just not conceding any goals.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it?
And
even yesterday when they put out a second string team, they still didn't concede.
yeah, it's just unreal. Like, just continue to march on. A couple of stories I wanted to get into. Obviously, Crashgate, this thing you mentioned before the break. Felipe Massa, the former Brazilian Formula One driver, he's actually kind of taking the FIA to court for damages, saying that because of what went on at the Singapore Grand Prix in 2008 cost him the title, which Lewis Hamilton ended up winning by 1 point. What happened in Singapore was the Renault driver Nelson Piquet Jr. crashed into a wall, and it meant the safety car came out. And later on, the Renault driver admitted he was doing that on purpose to help Alonso, who was way back but had already pitted, then benefited because he got an extra pit change. And also, obviously, when the safety car comes out, all the cars bunch up. Alonso then went on to win the race. I mean, Massa was in the lead. There were quite a lot of races to go in that season, but Massa's sort of claiming all of that, and admissions from Nelson Piquet Jr. that crash was on purpose cost him the title. Now, this is 3 days at the High Court. He's being represented by Nick DeMarco, very famous sports lawyer here in the UK. But if that goes through, surely Lewis Hamilton
What happens then?
has got a claim.
Yeah.
What happened
In Abu Dhabi.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what happens? So if he wins that, does that mean, like, surely you don't just get given a Formula One World Championship? What happens if he wins that?
No, he's asking for money, £64 million.
Oh, wow.
In compensation.
Yeah, you'd rather that, wouldn't you? You'd rather that over a Formula One World.
It's you're alleging like loss of earnings and also potential earnings once
Why
you're
now,
world
though?
champion. Because
Why
it's just
now?
taken so long
Oh,
to come.
okay.
Eventually, as well, Briatore was the Renault chief principal at that time. You know, we've had suggestions from them that this was deliberate.
Crazy.
So yeah. And that's running all week at the High Court. Also, huge meeting in the Premier League next month. So first of all, the chairwoman Alison Britton, who's been in charge for a few years now, is up for re-election. But there are some questions as to the timing of this, because those charges, 115 or 129, 130 charges against Manchester City over financial dealings, still haven't been resolved. Manchester City, we have to say, deny any wrongdoing.
Yeah.
And there's also a couple of things to be discussed, which is proposed changes to financial rules. So they might vote on either squad cost ratio, which would see clubs only being able to spend 85% of revenue on players' wages, transfers and agents' fees, which is similar to what happens out in Europe at the moment. Although that's going to be opposed by some smaller clubs that would say, actually, that's going to prevent us from breaking into that top six.
Even more, yeah.
So clubs like Newcastle, like Villa, even like Brighton, Brentford, might stop them, a big owner coming in and just overspending to try and give them that push. And then the other vote would be on anchoring, which would allow kind of clubs to spend a certain amount of money, which is like, for example, 5 times the TV money and the prize money of the club that finishes bottom.
Yeah.
So we think that's going to look like something around 550 million quid, which would cover most clubs, but a lot of clubs, for example, Aston Villa have such an astronomical wage bill.
Yeah.
There are concerns that some clubs might already be breaching those rules and would have to, so it is very messy.
Yeah.
But big meeting coming up for the Premier League.
Oh, interesting. Thank you very much, Nick.
Nice one.
Always a pleasure. That was a look at today's back pages. I'm Olivia Buzaglo. This is Early Sports Breakfast. Up next, we'll have some fun with the front pages, and we'll hear from Martin O'Neill on a huge win for Celtic. And we'll also hear from Tim Krul on defending long throws. It's 5:29.
Neil Warnock has told us if he was Kieran McKenna, he'd take the Celtic job.
I don't think Ipswich are the force that they were, and I don't think they're guaranteed to go straight back up.
No.
He's been there a few years.
Ipswich would fight to keep McKenna if Celtic come calling, though. We understand Robbie Keane is also a contender. Elsewhere, football's lawmakers IFAB are discussing introducing a countdown clock on throw-ins to stop time wasting. And Martin Keown thinks that's an absolute no-brainer.
We've got to speed the game up. The restarts, there's just so many of them now. There's got to be a time clock of some sort on this. But with so many deliveries, Jim, we've got to do something to speed the game up.
That's after it was revealed Brentford took 9 minutes and 18 seconds to take 10 throw-ins against Liverpool. IFAB are also considering changing the rules so VAR can intervene if a player is sent off after picking up an incorrect second yellow card. Tonight, Liverpool and Palace fight for a place in the Carabao Cup quarter-finals live on talkSPORT. The Reds are looking to relieve some pressure after their rocky run. And ex-midfielder Charlie Adam has advised his old side it might be good to start using that long throw-in that they proved to be so bad at defending at Brentford.
We've got to find ways of winning football matches. It can't always be the way that Man City play or the way Arsenal play, because ultimately, sometimes that's their weakness. Clubs in the Premier League, they need to use it.
And ahead of the Ashes, Aussie Pat Cummins has bowled for the first time after a back injury. There's loads more Ashes build-up on talkSPORT's cricket YouTube channel.
I'm Olivia Buzaglo. You're listening to Early Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. We want to know from you this morning if data and tech is making sport boring to watch. Give us a call 03717 223344, or you can text 81089 as well. We're building up to talkSPORT Breakfast this morning with from 6 a.m. with Alan Brazil and Gabby Agbonlahor. Some of the headlines you're waking up to this Thursday morning. Britain's Cam Norrie will hope to follow up what he called the biggest win of his career at the Paris Masters tennis this morning. His reward for stunning world number one Carlos Alcaraz is a match against Valentin Vacherot. Whoever wins will book their place in the quarterfinals. There are 5 race meetings today. There are jump cards at Newcastle and Stratford, while they go on the flat at Bath, Chelmsford and Southall. And Celtic thrashed Falkirk 4-0 in interim manager Martin O'Neill's first game back at the club. He admits he did start to enjoy the occasion towards the end.
Well, first of all, I jokingly said, and maybe true, I have not been as nervous since I did 11 plus about the game. And I think I passed that when it was 48. But honestly, really concerned about the game, naturally. Concerned about the usual thing about, one, letting myself down, which I've done so many times untrue, but letting other people down here at the football club. Just coming in a bit of a whirlwind, and to play in the manner which we did, which I thought was great, and obviously the most important thing was winning the game. And I naturally couldn't be more pleased. I thought the players did really brilliantly.
Now, victory at Parkhead means Celtic are now within 6 points of Scottish Premiership leaders Hearts, who drew 2-2 at St Mirren. And good news for Danny Ryle as well, because Rangers were 1-0 winners away at Hibs. For more on all these stories, you can visit talksport.com. We were asking you as well this morning about Max Dowman, because David Bentley came out and said he is the most exciting youngster in world football. We've got Chris, the Arsenal fan, who's on the line. Morning, Chris.
Morning, Olivia. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm not too bad. Another clean sheet, another win.
Honestly.
It's getting boring now.
All you do is win and keep clean sheets, even with a second string side. Chris, I want to talk to you because obviously David Bentley came out and said Max Dowman was the most exciting youngster in world football. he obviously is brilliant, became Arsenal's youngest ever starter, and the future is very bright. But are we getting a little bit overexcited, maybe?
I'd say, Ricks, I mean, I saw him play when he was 12, 13 against 15, 16-year-olds.
Yeah.
And he was ridiculous then. He's always been a big lad. And he is a big lad. And you follow the kid, and you hear it a million times, don't you? The next best thing, the next this, the next that. But he's obviously the real deal. But I don't want people to get carried away. And I think he's an Arsenal man. He's been brought up with an Arsenal man. He's a kid, isn't he?
Yeah, he's literally a teenager.
I just want to jump. 2 years ago, we had exactly the same situation with Namweri, who then didn't play for a while. And last year, he was brilliant. I mean, against the teams he played against last year, Real Madrid and these teams, he's a really... And my big fear is that if you look at the positions Arsenal have available in the next 2 years, where Dowman will want to cement his place, we're going to have to lose someone. Because Saka's going to be 26? Madueke's just come in, 23.
Yeah.
Namweri's going to be the guy that I think is going to haunt us. Kevin De Bruyne at Chelsea, he can end up at Man City and be brilliant. But, Dowman's, I know we're talking about Max, he's going to be a special player. Yeah. He is a special player. There's going to be calls for him at the end of the season to be on that plane to the US.
Ooh, that's do you know, I don't...
Not from me, but there will be calls for him to
No, maybe from some crazy Arsenal fans there might be, Chris. I'm glad it's not from you, because I think what all we need to see from Max Dowman is playing regularly, don't we? And the issue is that he's not going to start regularly for Arsenal, because Arsenal's first team is too good, and you're going for a Premier League, you're going for a Champions League, and I don't think right now Max Dowman is going to be starting for Arsenal. In a few years, maybe we might see little glimpses.
Arsenal's second team is too good, let alone the first team.
Well, this is the problem, and like you say with Waneri, he's not going to be playing regular football. So how long is it going to be before he starts to look elsewhere? And you can't really blame him, can you?
No, he's the European Championships. The Moose was saying, I remember him interviewing a couple of the lads before the Championships this year, which the boys won, and they said, this kid's unreal. And he's too young to play in that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And if he's not getting a look, that's my only fear. You can't say moaning about you've got too many good players.
Too many youngsters. Chris, thank you so much. A pleasure to speak to you on breakfast, this talkSPORT early breakfast this morning. That was Chris, the Arsenal fan, saying worried about maybe losing Waneri. But obviously the future is very, very bright for Max Dowman. We've had plenty of text in this morning. Craig in Windsor said Max Dowman is the best young player at Arsenal. He's better than Waneri, not Yamal's level yet, but he will get there. That is a big shout. Stuart said, I agree with you, Olivia. We've been asking about whether data and stats is making sport boring to watch. Stuart said, I agree. The obsession with stats and data has taken some of the fun out of football. We don't get those raw emotional moments anymore, like the Battle of the Bridge in 2016 when Eden Hazard came on and changed the game. I completely agree with you, Stuart. It just feels like those moments are so few and far between nowadays. And the joy of watching pure football that I get from watching, Yamal and Palmer is... There's just a couple of them now. And Darren has texted in saying Harry Kane is the best striker in world football, disrespected by British fans. It's really, really tough to agree, because even though he's changed his game up over the last however many years and dropping deep, he is still, I think he's the most complete striker. He is the most complete striker in world football. And I agree. I do think he gets disrespected by British fans. And there were some England fans saying that he needs to be dropped. I'm like, the first name on the team sheet, Harry Kane, for anyone he plays for. But thank you, everyone, for getting in touch. 81089 if you want to get involved in those conversations. Now, former Premier League and Netherlands goalkeeper Tim Krul was on Drive yesterday. We've been talking about, the way the game's going and set pieces and long throws. Well, he told Andy Goldstein why all these long throws are so difficult to defend.
Well, you're hoping for your defenders, the centre-halves, to initially deal with it. So if you've got a Virgil van Dijk in front of you, he's capable of demanding that box for you. Because with those kind of situations, if a goalie gets involved and you miss it, it's most likely it's going to be tapping. So I think you see, in the highlights, not many goalies get involved in the actual throwing. You see Newcastle, I think, it was the other day, it was like the Man Mountains. You had Botman, Byrne, and Chow. You had Watermade, and huge. And that's the difference now, where you see with Liverpool. Obviously, there was a big debate about the difference why they're not as successful. The physical side of things is a massive point.
Oh, they are so difficult to defend long throws. Caused carnage yesterday when Wolves threw a ball into the box. You can watch the full chat with Tim Krul, who also talks about why Aaron Ramsdale can't get into a flourishing Newcastle side. You can catch that on the talkSPORT YouTube channel. Right, it's 5:42. Time now for this.
It's a front page throwdown.
Oh, what a move!
The front page is first on the early sports breakfast.
talkSPORT.
Nick's back in the studio with me. Time for some of the lighter stories on the front pages. What have you got?
Although this one's got a sort of slightly serious edge to it. I mean, the good news is Sarian Botham is okay, but he's busted his ribs after overturning a golf buggy on a raucous lads holiday. Beefy, 69, has just got back from a 3-day trip to Valderrama in Spain, which is
lovely.
Nice.
That's near.
Played the Ryder Cup there before.
Yeah, that's near where my dad's place is actually in Spain, I think.
And former England cricketer David Lloyd, Bumble, who's often on talkSPORT, said that Beefy suffered broken ribs, a cut arm and a bruised nose after a string of mishaps.
Sign of a great time.
He begged his pals not to tell his wife.
Oh, that's hilarious. He's gone on a lad's holiday. I'm assuming there may have been alcohol involved.
We can only assume.
Maybe. We can only assume. That's hilarious. Don't tell my wife. And now it's on talkSPORT.
I hope Sir Beef is all right. I'm just wondering if you've ever had any, have you ever crashed anything? Crashed a car?
Yeah, I crashed. I drove into a bollard not long ago. I would like to preface this by saying I'm a very good driver. However, I was coming out of IKEA. I wasn't even there for anyone. I was there for my sister. And instead, I saw a car coming, and instead of stopping, I just decided to quickly go.
Yeah.
And I drove straight into a bollard, and it ruined the whole side of my car. I opened my door to get out, and then I couldn't close it.
What about the bollard?
Bollard was fine.
Bollard was fine.
My car was not.
I've come off a moped before.
Oh, that's quite dangerous.
Yeah, it was quite dangerous. In the Cook Islands.
A lot of people do that abroad, don't they?
Where you go and you have to go and get a little driving licence in the Cook Islands by driving. Basically, you have to make 4 right turns, and then the police officer will be like, "Yeah, you can have a little driving licence."
In Ibiza, you can just go and pick up a moped if you've never driven one before in your life.
It's crazy, isn't it?
They just go, "Have you got a driving licence? Hand it in." I mean, I didn't do it. My friend, they were like, "Oh, have you driven one before?" He's like, "Yeah, I've driven one in England." No, you haven't. And we're just driving around Ibiza.
It's great fun, though.
I mean, it is quite fun, yeah.
So much fun. 2,000 spiders in your home.
Ugh.
Boffins, right?
We love the word boffin on this show.
Well, I always like a boffin story. Let you know what the boffins have been up to. More than 2,000 spiders can be in our homes at any one time, boffins say. Zoologist Louis Villasson said while pest control companies might often give a figure of 40 in the average house, there is little research supporting this figure. Spiders lay anything from 10 to 250 eggs at a time. And spiders lay as many as 5 clutches per year.
I hate spiders. We had a period when I lived at my mum's house. Remember we were talking about the conkers?
Yeah, I was going to say, you got the conker trick.
Yeah, there was a period where there was just huge spiders, and I just can't deal with them. I cannot deal with it.
Do you have a sort of designated spider taker-outer in your house?
It used to be my dad. Yeah. My dad doesn't live at home. I mean, I don't even live there anymore, but luckily the flat I'm in now, I don't even think I've seen a spider.
Spider free.
Oh, they just I don't know what it is.
2023.
Are you the designated spider taker outer?
I don't like spiders.
You do like the cup and the paper.
Cup and paper, yeah. But if it like my wife hates them more, and for some reason I can, because I feel like I'm protecting her.
Oh, cute.
I don't feel as scared. Very quickly, 50 grand for Cilla Black's dresses. Apparently, the TV. You're too young. Do you ever used to watch Blind Date?
I loved Blind Date.
Best show ever.
What a show!
Yeah, here's our great.
They tried to bring. I was going to say they need to bring it back, but it would never be the same without Cilla. And they also tried and failed miserably. Yeah. So, but what a show!
Saturday nights in the 90s, can't get better. But yeah, Cilla Black's 400 dresses are being sold by her family for 50 grand in a charity auction. Anyway, so if you want to get involved in that.
That's bidding for one of Cilla Black's dresses.
At primary school, I dressed up as Cilla Black for like a blind date. we did a blind date. You know when you do those like assemblies on a Friday where you have to do some sort of skit or a.
You dressed up as Cilla Black?
Yeah, and I scrunched up paper towels. Remember those green paper towels you get in primary school? Yeah. And put them down my top. Right, and the head mistress walked past, and she goes, "What are those?" And I just And so I said, they're breasts. And she said, no, I mean, what have you put under your jumper? Yeah, so, yeah.
That is the best story ever.
It's quite good fun dressing up as a woman.
Should we move on?
That's the front page.
Oh, that's made my Thursday morning, and I hope everyone listening has loved the fact that Nick shoved tissues down his top and dressed up as Cilla Black.
Age 10.
Love it. Thank you very much. I think that's in my favourite front pages ever. Right, this is Early Sports Breakfast with me, Olivia Buzaglo. It's 5:47. Next up, we'll take a look at some potential high-profile managerial changes. Happy Thursday, I'm Olivia Buzaglo. This is Early Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. We're building up to breakfast in just under 10 minutes, actually, from 6 a.m. with Alan Brazil and Gabby Agbonlahor. Right, it's competition time. It is our biggest competition yet, and time is running out. There's just 1 week to go until lines close for your chance to play to win up to £100,000. Yes, £100,000, completely tax-free. If you're the lucky winner getting the call next Thursday, you'll be heading to talkSPORT Towers on Thursday, the 13th of November, to play for that life-changing cash prize. Here's how to enter, and good luck.
18 plus, UK excluding Northern Ireland. For a chance to win, text the word cash to 83338 and you're in the draw. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. You must have the bill payer's permission, or you can enter for free by calling 0330 880 3338. All entries must be received by the 6th of November at 4 p.m. This is a TalkSPORT limited promotion run on TalkSPORT, Talk and Virgin Radio UK stations. Full terms and conditions at talksport.com.
Very good luck to everyone. You can win £100,000. How about that? Right, we've been talking about Liverpool's ongoing problems. They did come up against their bogey-tied Crystal Palace, but lost 3-0 at Anfield in the Carabao Cup. That's now 5 domestic defeats in a row for Slotside. And Andy, the Liverpool fan, called Sports Bar last night to call for Arne Slot to be sacked.
We had to be really careful even last season because we were so lucky that we were playing just technical, boring, slow, 5-yard pass football, and we got away with it. And then this season, we've been found out we are just appalling. We need to get Arne Slot out because he is murdering, absolutely murdering the legacy.
Arne Slot out? You want him out?
Get him out. Get Arne Slot out. He is killing this club.
That might be one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard. Genuinely. Andy, what are you on about? Getting Slot out? Won the league about 3 months ago when no one expected him to in his first season. He won't be under pressure like that. He's obviously under pressure. Liverpool are on a poor run of form, but not like that. Liverpool against Villa in the Premier League is live on talkSPORT. That's a huge game for them, though, on Saturday evening. Meanwhile, might we see a managerial change at Ipswich? Kieran McKenna's wanted by Celtic, and EFL legend Neil Warnock told Brazil on Breakfast if he was McKenna, he'd go for it.
Alan, I think I would now. I think I'd take it now because I don't think Ipswich are the force that they were, and I don't think they're guaranteed to go straight back up.
No.
He's been there a few years. I remember when I was at Notts County, I took him 2 divisions up to the top flight. Notts County, in the top flight. I got offered the Chelsea job, and I stayed loyal to Notts County. And 6 months later, I got the sack.
Oh, does Kieran McKenna go? I don't know. They're only 3 points off the playoffs. Still with a chance of going up, obviously. We've got Notts County's FA Cup game at Brackley, actually, in the first round, proper on talkSPORT 2 on Saturday afternoon. And before I go, just time to tell you about something as well worth watching on the brand new talkSPORT Golf YouTube channel. This time, Jamie O'Hara goes head-to-head with his former teammate David Bentley in a skins match.
Aye, David Bentley. Get in there! That's
Oh no, it's just before them. Didn't need
be a long round with him, isn't it?
Oh, I think good shot there.
We've all been down the rabbit hole, haven't we? It's all right, we've all been there.
I've done it again. Mulligan. Come on.
David Bentley's come to play.
Mate, look at the finish.
You can head over to the talkSPORT Golf YouTube channel now to watch that in full, and make sure you hit like and subscribe. There are a few comments, so it is very worth a watch. It's very, very funny. Jamie O'Hara plays off 3 and David Bentley plays off 8. So maybe they do a rematch like the comments are saying, where Jamie actually gives David some shots. Because it's not really fair. There's a difference in handicaps there. We think rematch, but definitely go and watch that over on the Golf YouTube channel, talkSPORT Golf YouTube channel. We've had a few texts in as well this morning. Again, Peter, what have I just listened to? The travel report at 5:50. That's I was going to try and do an impression. Peter, it scared me as much as it scared you. I cannot lie. Marksall said, morning, Olivia. Makes me laugh, this set-piece obsession. As a Bolton fan, we spent our whole decade in the Premier League being slammed for long balls, long throws and ugly football. Now it's cool. Big club bias. Mark makes a good point. And John, like Rooney, when he was young, if you're good enough, you will play. If Dowman continues to improve, he will play for Arsenal. But it's a little bit worrying, I say, about Waneri. Right, that's it from me. Loads more coming up on talkSPORT Breakfast today. Joining Alan and Gabby, former 2-time champion Amir Khan is on the show to call out Manny Pacquiao and preview his event in December. Danny Kerr will be on the show to preview the Test match against Australia this weekend. Paul Dickov will look back at the win over Swansea and discuss where City are this season. And Mickey Quinn will talk about his iconic moustache as we head into November. You've been listening to Early Breakfast with me, Olivia Buzaglo. Alan and Gabby are on the way.